Habit 5, seek first to understand, then to be understood. Stephen Covey says, "If I were to summarize in one sentence the single most important principle I have learned in the field of interpersonal relations, it would be this: seek first to understand, then to be understood." Stephen Covey also says, "Most people do not listen with the intent to understand, they listen with the intent to reply." Imagine going to see the doctor and complaining that you're not feeling great. Instead of the doctor asking you what your symptoms were or listening to your complaints, he cuts you off, and tells you that he's felt that way before, and dismisses your concerns. Then he goes on to telling you to take some paracetamol. How frustrated would you feel? That doctor is an example of listening to reply. You can't understand someone unless you're listening. So, is listening really that difficult? Is it just a case of opening your ears and listening? There are many different types of listening: biased listening, selective listening, attentive listening, passive listening, critical listening, ignoring, or not listening, and empathic listening, which is the best type of listening, and what we should be aiming for. Before replying, judging, or giving advice, listen first. An example could be, if your son approaches you, looking very upset. You could decide to not listen, and tell him to go back to his room, and finish his homework. Or you could listen with empathy, hear his concerns or worries, and then offer advice or an opinion when you're invited to. The time to be understood is when the conversation leads to your opinion, or your advice. You've done the understanding, and now it's your turn to be understood. Click here for the next video. Habit 6, Synergy.